Masters 4 last month, but now I went down to Diamond 4 and now I'm Diamond 3 or 2.
Okay, sounds good. We'll take a look here. Obviously, we talked about probably the more important aspects of your improvement, like what you're focusing on, goals, that kind of a thing with the last one.
Yeah.
So we'll just focus on gameplay here.
Yeah,
Any
and I think
questions come up since last time, I guess, then?
macro is what I feel I'm somewhat better at. Uh, but except when I play into counters and I
Yep.
just don't know where to bring value, right?
Yep.
So
I remember
things
speaking
that have
about
come
that.
up, things that have come up are games where I have no presence and my team is flaming me, absolutely
Right.
flaming me.
Right.
And yeah, sometimes it turns around and I end up carrying the game, but other times it's just, yeah, I get it. So I'm either the reason we lose the game or I'm either the reason we win the game.
Okay. So, I mean, we can definitely take a look here, and we'll give you something to look at here. But
Yeah. And one thing that also came up is
mhm.
I oftentimes I have a good team, I have a good DPS, I have a good support, and I just want to be passive or neutral enough to let them carry sometimes, you know? As
Yeah.
monkey, it's either I'm the one impacting the game negatively or positively. So it would be
Yeah.
nice to know how can I kind of just let my DPS, yeah.
The way that I would look at it is the games where you feel like you're carrying the game are games where you're either A, getting a lot of resources, or B, not getting a lot of resources from the enemy team. In other
Mhm.
words, they're not responding to you correctly, and so you're able to run them over.
Right.
What you're looking for is you're not looking for necessarily a way to, or what you should be looking for is not necessarily a way to not do anything and to be able to be more passive. What I'm asking you to do a better job of is recognizing how many people are giving you their full attention.
Hmm.
And so you look at this composition here. Obviously, Bastion, some difficulties here. But like, let's just say it's not even Bastion. Like, let's say it's like Tracer or something, Genji. Okay.
Hmm.
There's nothing really here that is a major problem with you. Ram's Vortex can be annoying, but whatever, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't
Hmm.
matter if it's a composition that doesn't counter you. If they are focusing you down, like everyone's stopping what they're doing the second that you show your face and running you down, your job is not to carry. Your job is to go, oh my gosh, that's a 5v1. All I have to do is live. Do my job and live. I don't need to go for crazy pressure because my team will inevitably create more opportunities. The key thing, though, is that when you're confronted with that, that does not mean you don't do anything. It says that I'm gonna still do enough to bait your attention, but I'm going to respect that it's a 5 versus 1. The rule with Overwatch, whether you're a DPS, a support, or a tank, Winston, Roadhog, Kiriko, Bat, Lucio, Torbjorn, is that you respect 1v1s, you respect 2v1s, you respect 3v1s, and so on. And just because you're a tank, it does not mean that you are designed to take the attention of 6 different people and live to tell the tale. So if you're consistently doing that, there's something wrong with your approach.
Hmm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah,
So
makes sense.
if they're ignoring you, I mean, I've had games where they swap to Winston counters, but they're just their eyeballs aren't working, and that they're on Bastion, Reaper, Roadhog, and yet they're not even looking at me. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna go in and do my normal thing, right? So when we look at this here, I anticipate, you're tank, you're big, you're generally going to get more attention than other people, and they're on Bastion, so there's gonna be a lot of attention put onto you. But if you don't respond to that attention correctly, then you're going to struggle. So I'm going to not ask you to try to carry. I'm not going to ask you to be AFK. I'm going to ask you to take your Winston cycle and do your Winston cycle and respond to the attention they're giving you. That's it.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about how to actually do that. Like right now, everybody is looking at you. But okay, I want you actually to look at this. Look at how they give you respect. How are they giving you respect right now? What are they doing?
They're trying to shoot me and they're
Right.
taking an angle where they can see me.
Correct. And is that free? No, it's not. Let me showcase what that looks like for Team Blue. Look at the space that they were holding. Look at the space that they had to move to shoot you.
Hmm.
You see
And
it?
even that wall was not enough cover for me.
Correct. But do you see that they just gave the choke up? Just it's gone.
Yeah, yeah.
Now, it's not gone entirely. Ram can still kind of walk forward again here. But this needs to be recognized by you immediately. Oh my gosh, there are 3 people shooting me. Hide, run, hide. No tank is designed to take that level of attention.
Yeah.
But you know what? Because they did that, look at your soldier. Look at your mercy. That cross would not have been possible if they had not respected you.
Yeah.
This is death. If you're not careful. I'm not saying that because you're doing something, you're throwing. I'm saying that because you're going all the way in, no cover, you're going to likely die.
I was just trying to bait attention.
Right, but you're already baiting attention. And so when you think about it from this perspective here, you should look to use your bubble. I agree. So given where you are, I need you to be really thoughtful. Where is the location? Notice I didn't say target. I said location.
You want to go left.
Okay. Where can you... But you see, the problem is you go left and you still don't have a bubble. You see it?
I mean, I was thinking if my soldier's with me, he would take an advantage position by going left.
Maybe, but I'm not relying off of my DPS. I'm focused. If they do it, great. If they don't do what I want them to do, it doesn't matter. I'm still doing my same job. So the question again, from this position, doesn't necessarily need to be right now, but in the next 10 seconds, where can you go so that you can go for a bubble cycle to pull attention without dying? Where can you do that?
Maybe top right.
Okay. So you need to think, how can I get top right?
I need to get close to the bus, not the bus, but the bus waiting station on the right.
Yeah. So you need to get to here without taking too much damage and then jump the soldier, but you're not actually jumping the soldier, right? That's just happenstance. You're jumping this position, bubble cycle, zap, tuck in here. Yeah.
Right.
Good job. Great job. Give me another option. Give me something a little bit sillier that may take a little bit more of a setup.
Well, I mean, the other things I'm thinking about is from the left, but I don't see a way where I can survive if I go from the left.
I do.
And dive.
I do.
By diving on the high ground, or I mean, they have a bastion.
It's not what we're looking for. Why did this work? What was unique about this position? It was like, oh, high ground, yeah, but that's not actually the most important reason. Right, there's an exit. There's an exit. Yeah. Okay, so let's go back to where you wanted to go. So go from here. Where's your exit? While still being able to do something.
Right where I am already, I guess.
So like here?
Well, I mean, just staying inside and having cover from inside.
Yeah, but you're not doing anything. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, you need to jump in here. Yeah, we need you to be within at least approximately melee range with an exit.
Right. So, I mean, I would say on top of the bus because I can kind of control which way I drop.
It's better than nothing, right? But there's something even better. Check this out. Jump, Kiri. Bubble, zap, tuck.
Right.
Now, that's getting really silly, but why not?
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah, fair enough.
You're playing into Bastion, Soldier, Ram. They don't have anything that can chase you here. You don't have another option. For every tool that they say that breaks your bubble, it's a tool that doesn't really do very well at chasing you and stopping you from flanking, right? A lot of your tougher matches with Winston won't even be versus Bastions. It's going to be versus Tracers and stuff that mark you in every off angle, right? But you got to do it. You got to take the map away from them. You got to go, I'm going to take this angle and hide here. I'm going to flank all the way around behind and jump the Kiriko and bait and zap and tuck. And if they ignore you, well, then you just keep zapping. You keep damaging. If they all turn on you, okay, then bubble, zap, tuck away. And the best part about it is if you do that correctly, you will probably be almost full HP. And so then you just go back and do it again. Do you want to spam alt fire? Well, how much damage am I taking? Should I just wait for my next bubble? I'm going to give my, I don't know. But you're going to create some space. You're going to do so without demanding any resources. Did you see what I'm saying? So what we're looking for is we're looking for an angle with an exit route, right? And right now, this is not only not really an angle, but it's not really an exit route either. Now, you were thoughtful enough to think, if I can use this fire station here, I can kind of use this as cover, right? But you can already see it's not enough. It's not good enough. And because there's no angle here, do you see how little space you created? Like look at how, don't just look at the attention they're giving, look at how they move based off of your jump. Okay, so look at where they are and look at where they are.
Yeah.
And nothing's changed. You see this? Like you've not forced a response in terms of
Yeah, the only
movement.
thing that's changed, I guess, is my soldier took a good position.
Correct. But that was
I think that's
because
not enough.
you created that space when you went here. You actually created
Mhm.
that space without your bubble, right? Once you actually
Right.
committed your jump, you actually have done nothing since then. This is why this was a
Mhm.
really good decision from you to get to here. That was great. That gave your soldier
Mhm.
all that space, but then you didn't finish the job. You didn't
Mhm.
finish
Mhm.
the job. So now you've kind of reset your staging all over again, and so now we got like, oh crap, I got to go again, right? So this is probably too soon without bubble.
Yeah.
There's also not a great escape route, and so now you're freaking dead. So let's look
Yeah.
at the situation again. Now it's obviously suboptimal because you don't have bubble. But do you think that this was the best engage that you could have had with bubble? Is there something better?
I
Now,
think
go ahead.
mhm.
No, go ahead.
I think if I waited 1 extra second and I put my bubble immediately, my armor would have been full, and I would have demanded a lot of attention from the enemy team and survived.
I actually
I
think
think
that
it would
that's correct. I think that this situation, given what you know about where they've moved, and this actually would have been a little bit better cover than we've seen before. And I agree.
Yeah, I
If you
got
bubbled
first.
sooner, the bubble placement's really poor.
Yeah.
And you could have probably had, what, 300 HP here, most likely? Easily,
Yeah.
maybe
Yeah.
even more, right? And then you could have actually used your jump to get out towards here, and that also forced a response. So if we look at the response that you forced, it's not just the attention. Let's look at the movement. Let's look at the bat. Let's look at the ram. You see it?
Yeah.
Look at the soldier. Look at the bastion. They're backing up. They're shoving themselves further and further into the choke. That's okay.
Yeah.
So I agree with you. I think that wasn't a bet. You did have an exit route with cover. You just played your bubble really poorly. You went in too
Yeah.
early
I
and you
was
didn't bubble soon
surprised.
enough.
I was surprised by how fast I got burst. I didn't expect to get burst so fast with just
Right.
people I was diving on.
But you always need to give them that respect, because if you give them more respect, then you're able to do more damage, right? So in other words, if you give them more respect, you're then able to stay longer and do more damage. Always assume they're going to hit their shots, so that then when you're proven wrong, you just get zap, 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 zap forever. And when you're proven right, you survive. And other times you wouldn't.
Yeah.
So this was a fine jump, honestly, all things considered. The reason that was different from the previous jump is because it was actually an angle with cover, whereas before it was just directly at them. Okay. Let's take a look here. Honestly, probably would do the same. I think this is a mistake here. I think you need. Oh, well, I guess you're going for the BAP. I understand.
I'm waiting for my team. I see you got left.
Sure. Yeah, that was actually okay. You had a bit of an angle on him. Let's look at the space that you forced. Turret form, Ram Archer form, Nemesis form. Everyone's freaking out their shield. And then you've been able to keep your HP preserved. Where should your jump go from here?
Behind the bust, the left side.
Yeah, I think all the way. I mean, this is spooky either way. Yes, that's okay. It's unfortunate your team died, but this is good. Now where?
I'm just trying to command attention here. I'm not.
Yes,
trying
but
to...
command attention while being a threat. You know what I'm saying? Because there's no benefit of you being here. Because you're going to have to use your bubble either way. So why not do what?
Go to the left and
Correct.
try to.
There's your
get-
threat right here. There's your threat. Like, they're going to shoot you anyway, so you might as well bubble on them at the same time. Is this safer than you walking at them? No, it's not. It's the same threat, right? So just you might as well walk and bubble and zap.
Yeah, I'm also trying to preserve my bubble to get the max value out of it somehow.
Look
But
at
what
your
I
HP.
did here wasn't max value either. To jump
Correct,
into
correct.
Bastion just forces through it.
Well, see, this
Some
is kind.
value, but
Yeah, so this is kind of what I'm looking for. It's like you're looking for the maximum value. Don't look for the maximum value at the perfect time. This is your maximum value. You're on an angle with an exit route. What possibly more could you want?
because I also knew that there was the window, and I didn't know if I kind of wanted to wait out the window, but at the same time set up for my next engage. If I
You've
go in
committed.
right
You've
now
committed.
while the window.
But this is a
Yeah.
commitment. You see what I'm saying? This is a commitment. You are in. You need to go. Now, if you had wanted to stage and wait out the window, where would you have jumped instead?
To the mega. On the left.
Correct. You would have jumped all the way to here and then decided what you want to do from here. But you didn't. You jumped in.
I
So
felt
when you're
safe enough that this wasn't in.
yeah,
That,
yeah,
that
yeah,
was
yeah.
my thought process.
Yeah, I understand. I understand the thought process, but obviously it's not. You're getting shot. You're getting crossfired from multiple different directions. This is not providing cover,
Yeah, I
and
see.
so then this just forces your hand, and then once again we're right back where we started. Open up your angle, get out of the choke, and then as quickly as you can. Like right now, you're going to get contested again.
Here I'm
See?
going in.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, Soldier carried that. but
Yeah. I mean, let's look at your initial staging. Did you create space with your initial
Yes.
staging? Let's look at the blue circles. Not really. No. I think it's kind of hard to tell whether they ran from the dragon, but the dragon did the tanking for you, basically. You know,
Yeah.
the dragon forced them out. But I don't. But let's be clear. Let's not be results focused. You did the right
Yeah,
job.
yeah.
You did the right thing. You did the right thing. This is the right thing with or without the dragon. You got a little lucky, but yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Why yes? Because is this an angle? Yes. Do you have an exit route? Yes. You didn't know Bastion was there, but you know what the architecture looks like over here, right? There's a lot of cover. There's a mega. You'll be okay.
Up armor.
Yeah, there it is. Now you screwed up your jump there, but that's good. That's good. That's going to force Kiriko out. You know, even if she doesn't die, it's going to force her out. That's all you really want.
Yeah.
Too much damage. Too much damage. This is fine.
I'll try not to use my bubble.
Yeah. Well, you're trying not to use your bubble because you're not doing anything with it, right? So I don't want you to greed your bubble too much, but yeah. Now, this is not an angle, right? This is an exit route, but there's nothing really happening right now, so I would prefer you to not do this at all.
Yeah, and I stopped doing that in the next jumps. I tried to set up instead, but I didn't
Yeah.
find that to be effective either.
Right.
Let's see.
Right. So this is what the reason why this doesn't work is because there's nothing happening right now.
Yeah.
You see? So then they can break your bubble and then push your team. Whereas if you stayed
Right,
here,
I wait for them.
they could pop Kitsune Rush, they could pop Visor, you can drop bubble here and go, who are you going to look at? My team or my backline? Right? You're literally irrelevant right now because your cycle is gone and you didn't do anything with the cycle because you weren't on an angle.
Yeah. And here I thought, okay, let me just go in and die so I don't stagger.
Yes, I think that was a
that
fine
was
play.
fine.
Yeah, yes, that was a good decision. Where should you be? Where's your angle? here?
Hiding. Waiting for my bubble.
Where can you set up for your next engage? Where's your angle here? While you're waiting for
on the left side behind me.
you could go up behind. Yes, you could. Yeah, Merry Christmas, right? This
And
is what.
This guy was carrying.
Yeah. But you should have been looking for this because it's not about this guy. But if this guy isn't here, well then you go here. You create some space this way. And if this guy is here, well then you fight him. Where's your other staging ground while you're waiting for your bubble? There's another op angle that you could approach from.
In front of me on the high ground, maybe.
You could. You could even just jump here
Yeah.
and then decide from there. But yeah, absolutely, you could go here. Yeah. Yep.
Immediately when I died, I thought, I should have jumped a bit farther. I thought my support. Okay, my thought process here. I thought my backline was with me. That if I just made the Bastion turn around to look at me, we would kill him immediately.
Correct.
But I
You're
didn't have
correct.
bubble in time.
Yeah, you're
I
correct.
didn't
You're
have bubble
correct.
in time, and I just.
It's not the ideas, it's the execution. It's like if that was your goal, then you would have jumped even deeper or you would have jumped even higher on a deeper angle or even contested here. Because you're right. But the problem is that this is still a 3v4, right? So you're just not likely to win this unless you stage really, really well, and you just didn't. It's not
the
enough.
back is really taking a lot of space. as
Right.
well.
Regardless, lateral, open up your angles. Use cover, open up your angles. Don't get lazy, not lazy, but you need to put more effort into where you're setting up your next engagement.
Yeah.
Like
I
right
agree.
now,
That was-
Rams in the choke. Okay, so this is fine because you have an exit route, right? So you can drop, you can bubble, you can tuck, and then you can primal. Sure. This is big primal, right? I mean, look at that, right? Look at the blue circles. Let's look at where you approached. Look at where the ram is. You even came from main, but you jumped to an angle. off to the side. Bam. Look at the BAP. Look at the Kiri. Soldier Bastion. So you're not just getting attention, you're creating space. Look at the Baptiste. Look at the Kiriko. They use an ultimate on you. Bam. BAP's out. Kiri's out. Isolation. Look at the sightlines that this BAP, Kiri, Bastion soldier have. It's terrible. Terrible. They can't see anything. You respect the Bastion, you respect the BAP window, Ram's dead.
Yeah, and I saw the Bastion pop turret form. That's why I went on the right specifically.
Yes, this is great. You went to an angle and then deep into the angle to hide. You gave respect. You gave respect to the attention that you were getting. And then now you win, right? And the best part about this is still actually a really good position for you to be. Now, I would be very careful about this because you're going to look at this and be like, oh gosh, I'm low, right? And now you need to be careful because you want to kind of go in with bubble. But yeah, this was good.
Yeah.
Sure. It's all whenever you have an escape route and you're coming in from an angle, that's all Winston is. That's all he is. He's the most powerful cooldown cycle in the game, right? When it comes to your bubble and what you can do with bubble. Okay?
Yeah.
Let's
This is where the game gets harder.
Yeah, so that your Hanzo dying is not your problem. That's not your fault.
Yeah.
Okay, so are you creating space right now?
I think I'm commanding attention. I'm making the hog double
Correct.
think.
Do you have an exit here? Kind of, sort of. You have cover, right? Like that's all we're really looking for, right? Yes.
Yeah.
Are you on an angle? Yeah. Yes. You have an angle. You have cover. That's good. That's all we need. That's all we need from here. So keep doing this.
And here I see with the hogs about to push my team, and I'm like, okay, I need to do something now.
You can. Yeah, you can. I mean, you're not likely to carry here because you are down one, but yeah, are you within melee range of somebody? Can you live this jump? Yeah, you should. You have an exit route. You're approaching from an angle.
It's arguable though because I really thought I would die this. I was surprised that I lived it. After
I mean,
jumping,
I don't know. I mean, I think you played it fine. This is a 4v5. You're not likely to win this anyway. So you jump in from an angle, which means you take no damage. You bubble. You should have bubbled sooner. Like, this is, again, a consistent theme with you. You see this? Like, you're greeting your bubble just a little bit. So I think the soldier hits you regardless, but what really hurts you is the Reaper shooting outside. You should be over 500 HP right now.
Yeah.
But, I mean, come on. Look at the space. Look at the blue circles, right? You approach from the side. You have cover. Look at the blue. Look at the soldier. Look at the Reaper. Look at the Kiriko. Look at the Suzu. Look at the BAP's attention. Beautiful. Yeah. Beautiful. Then I actually think you could have bubble danced this a little bit better. Maybe just like tucking in here and then dropping from there and zapping out. Whatever. Basically preserving your HP a little bit better mechanically. Big thing here is bubbling sooner. Like immediately bubble this. Immediately. Don't creep this, right?
And you're saying bubble this soon. I kind of had the mentality that my armor is kind of like my pre-bubble and I want to use it before I bubble.
Yes, I understand what you're saying. The reason why I prefer the other way approach is that your bubble blocks all sources of damage indiscriminately, whereas your armor is going to be something that is going to be less effective versus burst damage. Do you understand what I'm saying? So you got to ask yourself, if you're diving something, you're going to run into burst damage sooner, correct? Whether that's Helix, Nade, whatever else. You're more likely to run into this explosive, and you can mitigate. Like, for example, right now, if you're full HP, you could maybe even pursue this soldier knowing that, oh, I've got a little bit of armor to deal with Reaper. I understand exactly what you're saying, but I would prefer you to preserve your actual HP sooner and then make your decision accordingly. Because you will have the full duration of bubble. You can do whatever you want with bubble. That being said, you know, you kind of bump your jump here, which is pretty messy, but this is crazy space for a 4v5. Crazy space. And you've been able to preserve a little bit of your HP. The things that you did well was you started from angle and you found cover with your engage. Yeah. The things you did not do so well was your bubble timing and your disengage. Yeah. But this was fine.
I have one question here. You know, the soldier went in and he ulted and he just got hooked. Would it have been a better idea to peel for hog as
no,
I never
no. I never do that. No. You would have, if you had done that, you would have instantly lost.
Do that a lot.
No, ignore them.
I don't agree with it myself. I'm just double checking with you.
Yeah, why would you go from the angle that you're staged for on backline to go backwards to deal with a Roadhog? What do you think is going to happen with the space with the Soldier, Reaper, Bap, Kiri if you do that?
They're just going to take the whole space.
And they're going to blow you up and your team. Correct.
Yes, and I'm going to bring negative value to this fight.
Correct, because you don't have a good matchup versus Roadhog.
Yeah, but maybe this very small value of me bubbling my DPS where he has ult, he can survive, he can be more comfortable, he can push the hog out. That's not to consider, is it?
No, it's not. Because let me ask you a question. What allows your team, your soldier, to walk forward with such confidence without being shot by anybody at all? Where's the soldier? Where's the BAP? Where's the Reaper? Where's the Kiriko?
Mhm.
You get what I'm
They're all
saying?
very far back.
They're
Yeah.
on you. They're on you, and they're far back. This space that this guy gets for Nanovisor is directly correlated with the fact that you created that space yourself for him.
Yeah.
You just can't do this. You can't second guess yourself. You can't. His problem is he ran it down mid. If he had gone off wide here, off of point, instead of walking directly into a Kitsune rush, then he would have actually probably killed 2, 3, or even 4. That's not your responsibility. You did your job, and that's just how it goes. Now, you could have done your job better. That's the key thing, right? And so when we're looking for improvement, we're not looking for you to do, oh, you did good enough. No, can you do better? Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, where's your angle? How do you approach this?
Yeah, this is where I could either go to the right stairs. Could go
Yeah,
here. I
this is fine.
see he has this lane, so I can't really go there. And I'm thinking, you know what? Let me set up. Let me figure something out.
All right, where's your angle? What
here-
space is open to you here?
The bottom.
Yeah, go bottom. Jump bottom.
Yeah.
Walk the bottom.
I think that's what I do.
Go quickly.
I'm coming to my team. I'm like, guys, just give me a second. Let me. And now he drops. And this is perfect.
Yeah.
Try to jump out.
Now, I think you actually should not have even bubbled here because this is not a great engage, right? Just jump away and then just go back to top. You know?
That was my plan. But when I jumped out, he hooked me mid jump, so I had no jump, so I had to bubble.
Yeah, understandable.
Yeah.
Still,
unfortunate. Yes, that was my intention.
still. Look at the blue. Look at the blue, right? Look at where we were. Look at where we are, right? It's not optimal, but yeah, okay.
And here I'm happy. Like, I'm telling my team, guys, we have high ground. Perfect. Let's take high ground. And I go back on the high ground, and I think we got good space. We forced the Reaper.
Stay in the soldier here, yeah. Just he's right there. Yeah.
Yeah. Here I kind of flip. I kind of fumbled the bag here.
Oh,
Easy one. Had to reload.
sucks. Yeah, that was okay.
And then the next fight is even worse. I don't know what. Yeah, this wasn't a good jump, but
It's all
waiting
right.
for my team to respawn.
Just don't get hooked here.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so
Okay,
messy.
yeah, I want to talk about this one here.
Uh-huh.
So here, that was my plan to kind of go from behind stage and dive the high ground so that we can take the high ground. Even after I got hooked, I thought, let me still dive. You know, I have armor. Let me still dive and get the space for my DPS. But my DPS is not there at all.
Well, you need to stop thinking about you. This goes back to your question about dealing with the nanovisor, or what about it? Stop thinking about your DPS. Stop thinking about your support. Stop thinking about passive. Stop thinking like a strategist. Just play Winston. Are you on an angle? Do you have cover? You're on an angle, yes. Cover's fine. Like, you approach from the side, you force a soldier out, you clear space. It's fine. That's it.
My whole team died.
Yeah, but see, that's just how it goes, right? Like, you want to know what killed your Ana? This is what killed your Ana.
Yeah, the Kiriko.
She's just standing there. You weren't staged for Kiriko. Your Ana's deaf. She's a moron. Like, I don't know what she's doing. She knew she was there. She's stupid. She literally can hear her, and she's ignoring it, right? She's an idiot. Jello is an idiot. She's a dribbling moron, right? But my point being is that, like, when we look back into the previous fight, and the fight before that, and the fight before that, and the fight before that, there's so many things that you could have done more efficiently and done better to create more advantages for your team, right? So stop looking at it as like the narrative of this game was this. No, the narrative of this game is that you're just not good enough at Winston. You're not bad at Winston. You're great at Winston. You're a high diamond, low masters player. Good job, right? But these things just need to be done better. If you look at this here and you're like, I got hooked again, right? Yes, that needs to stop happening. I liked where you staged, but please stop getting hooked. Touch the cart and tuck underneath, or go to the other side of cart. But your decision to continue here, yes, fine. I don't have a problem with this. It's a good decision, right? Would you not getting hooked here have changed the result of this particular fight? No.
No. Yeah.
The previous fight? Maybe. Right? So for you, it's like you just got to focus on what you can control. This fight, you could have put the best Winston in the world, and they still probably don't win this fight, right? Your team sucks. They trolled it. But the best Winston in the world would have won the previous fight, right? The best Winston in the world would have probably primaled a little sooner and maybe clutched it out, right? You get, and that's what I'm saying is I'm asking you to choose your battles, right? Like I'm actually asking you to obsess a little bit more about your approach on first point, because if you think about it, you got handed the win on first point despite playing really poorly, because your team like really clutched it up, and then now you're playing a little bit better here, but your team is not clutching up. They need you to clutch it up, and you're not. So the things that I'm seeing wrong so far. No, go ahead.
Are the things that you said on second point, for example, things that I could do better, like the micro stuff, like the bubble placement, the taking less damage.
Yes.
Those are the things you're talking about.
Yes. I'm talking about the bubble placement, taking less damage. I'm talking about when you're taking a jump, think about where can I approach from an angle with cover, right? So when you're jumping here, we had to take a little bit of time to analyze the situation.
The first point, I agree. I had a lot of things I could improve. And the second point, I guess overall my macro was pretty good, but my micro could have been slightly better.
It was mostly good until you got here, and then you jumped the Bastion instead of dealing with the staging on Baptiste or staging over here. That was a crucial error that cost you guys almost 30, 40 seconds, right?
I think that was to focus on where every enemy player is, or knowing, keeping track of the mental map.
Sure.
Before doing something. Is that something?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, like where is my next staging? Where is my next rotation? Where is my next off angle here? Because there's moments where you're pretty clever about it, right? It's all right. I don't know that I would commit a bubble there.
Yeah.
I would, because you're not really on an angle. You're giving up space to peel the Roadhog, but you're doing it because, oh, it's a Reaper. I can clear the Reaper out. Yep, sure can. You're exactly right. It's a better matchup for you. But is it still worth giving up your angle? I don't know. Maybe I would just throw an alt fire there, right? But we need you here. We need you here. Because you need to be on this angle here, or coming from this side here. You get what I'm saying? That's my impression of a Winston gun, right? So, so like, do you see like in terms of the blue circles here, like there's an option now they can walk out because you can't really do anything from here.
Yeah.
This is okay. It's not a great angle. I haven't seen enough Winston play here to tell you. I want to say that a better Winston player would let them come out a little bit more. I also want to say that I wonder if Winston's used this building instead for either approaches from here or even just bubbling from here. I just don't. I want you to look at the bubble circles, right? The blue circles. They back off a little bit, but do you notice that there's not a huge response, right? Whereas I wonder if turning the attention this way from this side would be better, or going even through this room, or starting from, man, this may be the best play here. I'm wondering. It's not, if you're not using the fact that you have a jump enough, essentially. The timing of the bubble is okay. I just don't know if like coming in from the side would have been more.
Yeah, fair enough. And by the way, I timed my engage. I thought the queen was pushing. That's why I dropped.
Yeah. I actually think the timing of the gauge was okay. Like, I mean, you look at the soldier and the reaper, right? I mean, for crying out loud, they are absolutely taking space, right? So it just, if you come in from the lateral engage, then there's really nowhere for them to go. More of an, but it's enough of a commitment to where your team, they do get forced out. Like, look at the queen, look at the soldier, your nade, your BAP's forced out. Like, it was fine. The timing was fine. Good. Don't peel for him. It's not your responsibility. You're not there. You're not there for Kiriko Reaper. Yeah, just this is kind of what I'm talking about, right? Like, this is fine, right, in terms of timing, right? Because you are dealing with what you're dealing with. It's what's on your screen. Even if he lamps and shifts there, there's basically, you're not taking any resources from your team, and you're easily dealing with these so that they can deal with this, right? So this is good. Sure, I would only do this because of your sojourn, but maybe should have waited for a bubble. But yeah, sorry.
Well, that was my plan to wait.
Yeah. And then I agree. That was a good decision. It's good stuff. Yeah. There's the Roadhog. Got Reaper. Good. Yep, just patience. Patience. And now you can kind of see why I'm not as big of a fan of this particular angle, because it's too direct, and then it also makes it awkward because you can't really stage for the targets that you want to. You basically have to take what's in front of your face, which is going to be that Roadhog Reaper. So actually, I like what you're trying to do here, because you're like, this sucks. I think your intention was to jump all the way over here to where there's cover here.
Yes, or to jump
that was the correct
after the bus, after the truck.
Yeah. That was the correct play here. The problem is that your staging is just cheeks, right? Like you can't. Yeah. There's nowhere for you to approach here without getting CC'd here. So this is going to mean that you're going to die here. So, oh, I thought for sure you would die there. Okay, good job getting out. Don't peek this. Don't peek this. Don't peek this. Don't peek this. Wait, that's something you could peek. Too soon.
Jump.
Yeah, too soon. But at least you ended somewhere where you could hide, right? So it's like, oh,
yeah.
I messed up. Hide. Yep. Yes. Yes. Good job. Yes. Very good.
I don't know why I primaled there.
It's one of those heat of the moment mistakes. So I'm going to give you a little bit more slack. It happens. It's okay.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things happening. We're focused more on the mistakes when things are a little bit calmer and you still make something stupid happen, right? But yeah, this is okay.
Unlucky.
Yeah, I mean, it's all right. It's all right. So biggest feedback for you here is just don't stage from main. Stage from the other angle. You're thinking high ground. It's better than standing here. Yep, exactly. But I wonder if this is better here. So you don't have to deal with Roadhogs and Baptistes and so on. But how you played for the rest of the fight, how you kind of saved it, was not bad. Was okay. That's all right.
Second point, I have a lot of trouble here.
Yeah. Okay, let's reset here. It's gonna be the same thing though, right? This is too direct. This bubble's good off to the side. I would just disengage fully. Your team is really getting staggered. There's really nothing you can do about it. This is what we call an ult stagger, where the enemy team is devoting ultimates to keep you guys staggered. It's actually a very good strategy. The best thing you can do is just fully disengage or fully die. Because you're like, oh, it's good. It's it's where they're wasting ults, but look at the card, right? Like we're now in last fight territory now. So, okay, where's your staging? Where's your angle?
High ground.
Sure, it's fine. Get away from the Roadhog. Force him out.
That's the double.
I think that's hindsight. You're jumping a Reaper.
Yeah.
If that,
Agreed.
So like, it's fine. Because without bubble, maybe he just shoots you, and then you lose HP. Whereas now, yes, you don't have bubble, but you're full HP, right? Yeah. So, sure, it's fine.
If I don't put my bubble in time, he can stay close to me.
I knew it.
Even if I put my bubble later, he can still...
Correct. It's fine.
I didn't want to commit a bubble.
So your angle here is important. So I don't mind here. This is off to the side. You could use some verticality here. Don't play here, please. Just sit here.
Yeah, here.
Yep, this is fine. So this is really important. Okay, so it's really awkward to stage from here. But where can you jump right now with an exit route to set up an angle? Very important you get this one correct.
In their high ground?
Yes, correct. Jump to here. Jump to here, bubble here, zap this, or shoot them from behind. You got it.
Makes sense, yeah.
So you absolutely could have gone right there. You need to go right now.
You're right.
You need to go. But it's crucial that you don't just jump directly straight forward. Even if this was a Rhine, even if this wasn't a Roadhog, even if this was a Winston, right? Why would you jump here? Jump to the angle behind, force them to pivot their crosshairs around, and then give yourself a bit of an escape route. Yep, exactly. Yeah. You got it.
That makes sense. I definitely should have done backline here.
Because the problem with this here is that this doesn't provide you that same level of escape route. It's something, like you can tuck in towards here, but I think even more importantly than that, to be honest with you, is that this fight is starting and that you're not doing anything because you're not comfortable with the engage that you have because you haven't figured out the problem. This is what makes Winston hard, man. This is it, right? It's not easy. Like, it takes some thinking, right? Because if you make a mistake, you die. And this is it, yeah. That's it right there. Yeah, you needed to recognize that jump here. I don't want you to feel stupid because obviously this is a really challenging situation for you, right? Obviously. Honestly, if I'm thinking about it, if you're really not liking the angles that you're getting, I mean, you could sit here and depending on what you hear, You could even jump underneath and come from behind. I mean, that probably takes too long. But I guess that's kind of like what my point is like, for you, this is what you need to be practicing. This is what you need to be exploring more.
Yeah, I guess with what you said, I'm also concerned about the downtime that I have and
Yes.
my team feeling a lack of presence.
Yes.
So
It's the
sometimes
quality of the
I
presence,
want to
you
stay
know?
close to my team, but sometimes I want to set up. Yeah.
Yeah, I understand. Like, there's always that, especially because of the type of tank that you are, and the the flaming rather that you're going to get. You just have to focus on doing your job. I think like this is what I was saying about the strategy stuff. Stop worrying about the strategy stuff. Play Winston. Come in from an off angle. Use your cover. Focus on yourself. Focus on not taking damage, surviving a distraction. And notice that we didn't talk about playing more passive, or we didn't talk about any of that. Just do your job. Set up your cycle where you can set up your cycle, and that's all you can do. That's it. Who cares?
Okay.
Nobody cares.
I have one question.
Yeah.
Do you think I should just learn Diva and stop being an OTP?
Do you like Diva?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I just love Winston. He's the most fun.
So
What do you
here's
think
what,
about
here's what
him?
I would say. I think if I'm trying to be as fair as I possibly can, the best thing that you can do for your enjoyment of Overwatch is to play every tank for 2 or 3 hours each. This week, next week, something like that. Even the ones that you've played before, go back and play them again. Do it on quick play, whatever you want to do, and find out. And if you go through your testing period and you're like, I don't like these tanks, one trick Winston. If you go, I really like this tank. Wow, that's just actually I didn't pick him up. Go for it.
Great answer. I like it.
Yeah. Just focus on what you enjoy. And I want to highlight here, like, again, all we were thinking about is the staging. And I think the key thing here is that, like, as you highlighted here, when you're playing versus counters, your ability to use the map and staging and cover becomes a lot more important. But it also opens up a huge ability for you to carry. Carry not through raw damage and zapping and bubble, but through manipulating attention and moving people around, right? But I want you to do more than, I'm distracting them. No. Are you distracting them optimally? Are you actually a little bit of a threat? Are you doing so from cover? Are you preserving your HP? So don't worry about playing more passive or playing more aggressive. Play better. Better cover usage, better staging, better off angles, better high ground, better timing with your team, better bubble timing, crucially, right? So you're able to preserve your HP a little bit more. And I think as we kind of went through first point and second point, defense and attack, you felt like it was a problem-solving thing, right? It wasn't just, your mentality is wrong. No, it's just, where can you be better? It's like chess. Where do you put the piece here? Where do you put the piece here? Which piece do you move and where do you move them, right? So whenever you're confronted with, you're playing New Junk City and they go Bastion Reaper Roadhog again, and you're like, how on earth do I approach this? There's an answer. You might not be there very long. You might be hard flanking backline, you might be praying that your team actually capitalizes off that attention, but there's an answer. Can you find it?
Yeah. And I find my team capitalizing off way easier in Masters than Diamond. Way
absolutely. Absolutely. But if you're playing in Diamond, it's also going to be way easier for you to get to those positions unmarked.
Yeah. Like,
if you looked at this here, you looked at that first point attack, it was actually incredible how easy it was for you to flank all the way around behind them, right? And Masters, there's going to be a lot more effort to support you in that, but it's also going to be much harder to find those open lines. Like, every angle is going to be contested, right? So the setup phase is going to be a lot more painful, So I guess my point being is that for you is it's like, yes, it's going to feel different. Obviously, it's going to feel like you're getting more support, but it's also going to be hard. You're going to be punched in the face a lot more while you're trying to set up.
Yeah. I do remember my few moments in Master of not getting any breathing space to just set up.
Correct. And that's why Winston players in Masters and Grandmaster often end up, they'll bubble a Tracer. They'll bubble the Winston, on an off angle, right? Like they don't always get that backline dive right away because everything's contested. It's a lot more of a slower game. So, okay. Any questions?
No, I think this is pretty good.
Okay. Encourage you to be patient. Focus on what you can control. Don't worry about, if I bubble my team there, then it doesn't matter. Your job is to take an angle with cover and then not take damage and to do damage. That's it. And if your team loses, like they did there, the nanovisor, not your fault. That was actually one of your best fights, the fight that you lost that nanovisor. You staged great, you used cover great, the jump was great, the bubble was a little late, your disengage was good, it was beautiful. Just, it was unlucky, right?
I just thought about one question.
Yes, go
One
for
thing
it.
I try to focus a lot on in my dives, and that has helped me in some games, is that when I dive, I need this dive most of the time to be like a committing and a killing dive. And for me to
Right,
do that, to get
right,
really successful dives, is to dive in an area where my DPS and my Ana and my support has an LOS on.
right,
So this is something from a macro perspective that I try to focus a lot on,
right, right.
and
But
I found it helped me a lot
sure,
um, in my rank, for example.
sure, sure.
But
But we're seeing
yeah,
here, right? Like that may not be possible if you focus only your value and setting people up indirectly. Like if you think
yeah,
back to like that first point attack, right? When I was asking you, where's the jump? And you said, oh, I can jump the soldier in the top right. Remember on their defense? You're not going to
yeah,
kill that soldier, but it's a
yeah,
great spot for you to force him off, to bait some attention, to play your HP. And the one that I liked was the Kiriko one all the way in the back line, all the way through left. You're not going to kill Kiriko, but you're going to pull them backwards, shove her forward, and she's going to walk right into a soldier helix. You know what I'm saying? So could your team follow up on that Kiriko dive? I mean, you had the soldier with you, so maybe, but stop worrying about the lethality of your jumps. Worry about the efficiency of your jumps. Do damage, of
yeah.
course,
I
but don't
think
worry
that's the
about
main,
getting the kill.
I think that's the main lesson to focus on how I can make my jump most impactful to my own value.
Correct. That is exactly it. While demanding as few resources as you possibly can, because all you can control is the output of your value, and creating as many opportunities for your team to kill. Remember the primal, right? Your primal did nothing directly, right? But it was
Yeah,
one of your better plays because you staged in cover onto the angle on Baptiste. Bap freaked. He lamps. He gets pocket. You bubble. He ults. Bash and turrets. Soldier, you primal, knock the Bap Kiriko out of sight lines and then hide. And the Ram, who also was popping his ultimate, explodes because he's completely isolated, and you've taken and demanded zero resources while also causing complete chaos. That was beautiful, right? Could your team follow up of that? Nope, but they could sure shoot the Ramantra, and they did. That was really well done. And that was done well because you timed it well. You approached an angle. You used cover really well. And then you also just AFK'd with the primal. You're like, I'm not going to do anything. I don't need to do anything. I've got 4 people's attention, and I'm not taking damage. And the Ramatra is, right? So it was beautiful. But yeah.